Question 1. Consider the following statements regarding BRICS. Statement 1. India is holding the BRICS presidency in 2026. Statement 2. The 16th BRICS Trade Ministers meeting was held in Jaipur. Statement 3. BRICS is an acronym for 5 major emerging national economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option D, 1, 2 and 3. Explanation: India is indeed holding the BRICS presidency in 2026, and the 16th BRICS Trade Ministers meeting was successfully concluded in Jaipur under this presidency. BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, representing a group of major emerging economies. Question 2. The Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Amendment Bill 2026 was recently passed by the Parliament. This bill primarily aims to. The correct answer is option A, redefine the criteria for classifying MSMEs. Explanation: the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Amendment Bill 2026, passed by Parliament, is expected to update and redefine the criteria for classifying MSMEs, aligning them with current economic realities and facilitating their growth. Previous amendments have often focused on this aspect. Question 3. The Rashtriya Gopal Ratna Award, for which nominations for 2026 have been invited, is associated with which of the following fields? The correct answer is option A, dairy and livestock sector. Explanation: the Rashtriya Gopal Ratna Award is a national award in India presented to individuals and institutions for their outstanding contributions to the dairy and livestock sector, particularly in the conservation and development of indigenous bovine breeds. Question 4. The National Urban Cooperative Finance and Development Corporation, NUCFDC, whose new office was recently inaugurated in Mumbai, primarily aims to strengthen which sector? The correct answer is option B, Urban Cooperative Banking Sector. Explanation: the National Urban Cooperative Finance and Development Corporation, NUCFDC, is an umbrella organization established to strengthen and provide financial and developmental support to the urban cooperative banking (UCB) sector in India. Its inauguration by the Union Home and Cooperation Minister underscores its importance for the cooperative movement. Question 5. With reference to the representation of scheduled castes, SCs, in central government services, consider the following statements. Statement 1. As per the 2011 census, caste-wise population data for scheduled castes is available. Statement 2. The total representation of scheduled castes in central government services is currently 17.14%. Statement 3. The Constitution of India mandates reservation for scheduled castes in public employment under Article 16(4). Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option D, 1, 2 and 3. Explanation: the news explicitly states that caste-wise population data for SCs from the 2011 census is available and that their total representation in central government services is 17.14%. Article 16(4) of the Indian Constitution empowers the state to make any provision for the reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens which, in the opinion of the state, is not adequately represented in the services under the state. This includes scheduled castes. Question 6. Consider the following statements regarding the PMSSV scheme. Statement 1. The scheme aims to provide scholarships to meritorious OBC, EBC, and DNT students for their higher education. Statement 2. It specifically targets students from rural areas to pursue professional courses like MBA. Statement 3. The scheme is implemented by the Ministry of Education. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option A, 1 and 2 only. Explanation: the PMSSV, PM Young Achievers Scholarship Award Scheme for Vibrant India scheme provides scholarships to meritorious OBC, other backward classes, EBC, economically backward classes, and DNT, denotified, nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes, students for their higher education, including professional courses like MBA. The news highlights its benefit to students from rural areas. However, the scheme is implemented by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, not the Ministry of Education. Question 7. The Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGFT, recently launched the Source from India feature. This initiative aims to connect. The correct answer is option B, PIT-recognized startups with the global trade ecosystem. Explanation: the Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGFT, under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, has introduced the Source from India feature. This initiative is designed to integrate PIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, recognized startups into the global trade ecosystem, facilitating their access to international markets. Question 8. National Handloom Day is celebrated annually in India on which date? The correct answer is option A, 7th August. Explanation: National Handloom Day is celebrated every year on 7th August in India. The date was chosen to commemorate the Swadeshi movement, which was launched on this day in 1905, encouraging indigenous industries and especially the handloom weavers. The celebration aims to honor the handloom weaving community and highlight the contribution of the sector to the country's socio-economic development. Question 9. With reference to the Arctic Council, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The Arctic Council is a high-level intergovernmental forum that addresses issues faced by the Arctic governments and indigenous people of the Arctic. Statement 2. India currently holds a permanent observer status in the Arctic Council. Statement 3. All member states of the Arctic Council are also permanent members of the UN Security Council. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option B, 1 and 2 only. Explanation: the Arctic Council is indeed a high-level intergovernmental forum promoting cooperation, coordination, and interaction among the Arctic states, Arctic indigenous communities, and other Arctic inhabitants on common Arctic issues. India was granted permanent observer status in the Arctic Council in 2013, reflecting its growing strategic, scientific, and environmental interests in the Arctic region. However, not all member states of the Arctic Council are permanent members of the UN Security Council. The 8 Arctic Council member states are Canada, Denmark, for Greenland and Faroe Islands, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Russia, Sweden, and the United States. Among these, only Russia and the United States are permanent members of the UN Security Council. Question 10. With reference to appropriation bills and money bills in the Indian Parliament, consider the following statements. Statement 1. An appropriation bill is a money bill as defined in Article 110 of the Constitution. Statement 2. The Rajya Sabha has the power to reject or amend an appropriation bill. Statement 3. A money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha on the recommendation of the President. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option B, 1 and 3 only. Explanation: an appropriation bill is indeed a money bill as it deals with the appropriation of money out of the Consolidated Fund of India, falling under the definition of Article 110. A money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha and requires the President's recommendation for introduction. The Rajya Sabha has limited powers regarding money bills. It can only recommend amendments, which the Lok Sabha may or may not accept. It cannot reject or amend a money bill on its own. Question 11. The Jiobirdhan scheme is primarily associated with which of the following objectives? The correct answer is option B, converting cattle waste into biogas and organic fertilizer. Explanation: the Jiobirdhan, Galvanizing Organic Bioagro Resources Dhan scheme is an initiative launched by the Government of India. Its primary objective is to convert cattle dung and other organic waste into biogas, compressed biogas, CBG, and organic fertilizer, thereby promoting cleanliness, generating wealth from waste, and improving the lives of villagers. Question 12. In India, the legal framework for organ donation and transplantation is primarily governed by which of the following acts? The correct answer is option B, the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act. Explanation: in India, the legal framework for organ donation and transplantation is primarily governed by the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act, 1994, HOTA, and its subsequent amendments. This act provides for the regulation of removal, storage, and transplantation of human organs and tissues for therapeutic purposes and for the prevention of commercial dealings in human organs and tissues. Question 13. With reference to parliamentary standing committees in India, consider the following statements. Statement 1. They are permanent and regular committees which are constituted from time to time according to the provisions of an Act of Parliament. Statement 2. Each departmentally related standing committee, DRSC, consists of 31 members, 21 from Lok Sabha and 10 from Rajya Sabha. Statement 3. A minister is not eligible to be nominated as a member of any standing committee. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option B, 2 and 3 only. Explanation: Statement 1 is incorrect. Standing committees are permanent and regular committees constituted from time to time, but they are constituted under the provisions of the rules of procedure and conduct of business of the respective house, not necessarily an Act of Parliament. Statement 2 is correct. Each departmentally related standing committee, DRSC, indeed consists of 31 members, 21 from Lok Sabha and 10 from Rajya Sabha. Statement 3 is correct. A minister is not eligible to be nominated as a member of any standing committee. If a member, after his nomination to any such committee, is appointed a minister, he ceases to be a member of the committee from the date of such appointment. Question 14. The Top Class Education Scheme is primarily designed to provide financial assistance to students belonging to which of the following categories for pursuing higher education? The correct answer is option B, Scheduled Castes, SCs, and Scheduled Tribes, STs. Explanation: The Top Class Education Scheme is a central sector scheme implemented by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment for Scheduled Castes, SCs, and by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs for Scheduled Tribes, STs. It aims to promote quality education by providing financial assistance to meritorious SC-sent students for pursuing higher education in premier institutions. Question 15. The Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority, IPFA, operates under the administrative control of which union ministry? The correct answer is option B, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Explanation: The Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority, IPFA, was established under Section 125 of the Companies Act, 2013. It functions under the administrative control of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Its primary objective is to promote investor education and protection, and to administer the Investor Education and Protection Fund. Question 16. With reference to pastoralism in India, consider the following statements. Statement 1. Pastoral communities in India primarily practice sedentary agriculture alongside animal husbandry. Statement 2. The Gaddi community of Himachal Pradesh is an example of a pastoral nomadic group. Statement 3. Pastoralism contributes significantly to maintaining biodiversity and ecological balance in certain regions. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option B, 2 and 3 only. Explanation: Statement 1 is incorrect. Pastoral communities primarily rely on animal husbandry and often involve nomadic or semi-nomadic movements, rather than sedentary agriculture. Statement 2 is correct. The Gaddi community, primarily found in Himachal Pradesh, are well-known pastoral nomads who migrate with their sheep and goats. Statement 3 is correct. Pastoralism, when practiced sustainably, can contribute to maintaining biodiversity by facilitating seed dispersal, nutrient cycling, and preventing overgrowth of certain vegetation, thus supporting ecological balance in grasslands and mountain ecosystems. Question 17. Which of the following schemes was launched with the objective of providing universal access to banking facilities, including a basic savings bank account, credit, insurance, and pension, to every household in India? The correct answer is option A, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, PMJDY. Explanation: the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, PMJDY, was launched in August 2014 with the ambitious goal of ensuring universal access to banking facilities for every household in India. It focuses on providing a basic savings bank account, access to credit, insurance, and pension facilities, thereby promoting comprehensive financial inclusion. The other options are related to financial services, but do not encompass the broad objective of universal banking coverage for every household. Question 18. The line of actual control (LAC), which demarcates the de facto border between India and China, is primarily associated with which of the following regions? The correct answer is option D, India-China border. Explanation: the line of actual control (LAC) is the demarcation line that separates Indian-controlled territory from Chinese-controlled territory in the India-China border dispute. It is not a legally defined international border, but a de facto boundary. Question 19. With reference to the promotion of electric vehicles, EVs, in India, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The FAME India scheme aims to promote the adoption of electric and hybrid vehicles by providing subsidies. Statement 2. India has set a target to achieve 100% electrification of its public transport fleet by 2030. Statement 3. Battery swapping policy has been introduced to address the challenges of charging infrastructure. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is option C, 1 and 3 only. Explanation: statement 1 is correct. The faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles, FAME India scheme was launched to promote the manufacturing of electric and hybrid vehicle technology and to ensure sustainable growth of the same. It provides incentives for purchasing EVs. Statement 2 is incorrect. While India is aggressively promoting EVs, a target of 100% electrification of the public transport fleet by 2030 is an ambitious goal that has been discussed but not formally adopted as a national target across all public transport. The government's focus is on increasing EV penetration significantly, but 100% by 2030 for the entire public transport fleet is not a stated national target. Statement 3 is correct. The government has introduced a battery swapping policy to address the challenges of limited charging infrastructure and long charging times, especially for two-wheelers and three-wheelers, by promoting interoperable battery swapping stations. Question 20. National Handloom Day is celebrated in India to commemorate which significant historical event? The correct answer is option B, start of the Swadeshi movement. Explanation: National Handloom Day is celebrated annually on 7th August in India. This date was chosen to commemorate the launch of the Swadeshi movement on 7th August 1905 at Calcutta's Town Hall. The movement aimed to revive domestic production and boycott foreign goods, thereby promoting indigenous industries, particularly handlooms. The day highlights the contribution of the handloom industry to the country's socio-economic development and to honor the handloom weavers.